Veggie Mike Ellis from Veggie Mike Ellis on YouTube and also on Instagram. Thanks for joining me. Please consider subscribing. Today I want to talk to you about, are vegans heroes for being vegan, right? Are we heroic for that, right? We do feel like it sometimes from a vegan's point of view because we live in a world where everyone exploits animals and we're not. So I guess in a way we feel like we're heroes. So let me put this in perspective for you. As soon as you put it in human terms and historical terms, you get a little better idea about it. So where people say when we had the fight for women to vote, suffrage movement, right? And people simply said, yeah, women should vote. I think women should vote. Were they heroes to simply say, yeah, I think women should vote? How about segregation or slavery when people were against racism? People were just simply said, I'm not racist. I don't support that. I'm not going to support businesses who have slaves, for example. I'm not going to be a part of that. Were they heroes? I mean, if you go to the people who fought for women's rights to vote, or who were out there fighting, really changing the issue and fighting, and people who fought racism, fought segregation, and marched, were those people heroes? Well, you could argue that those people were heroes, especially people that really put their really fought for these causes. Were they heroes? Yeah, I could say that they were. But the people who just simply said, yeah, I'm not racist, that's not right. Why were they not heroes? Because it's the bare bones minimum response to being, for something to be against something that's wrong. It's a bare bones minimum moral response to be against something that's wrong. So we're against exploiting certain races because it's wrong to exploit one race over another. It's wrong to treat women differently than men. These are, we're talking about, discrimination. We're talking about, maybe exploiting poor people, Is it, if you're simply against exploiting poor people, that doesn't make you some hero. But if you fight for people's rights, you're out in the front lines, maybe so. So, veganism. So, for me to say, yeah, I won't support, the killing innocent sentient beings for their, for their skin, for their flesh, for their secretions, when there's no real good reason to do so other than taste, pleasure, culture, the excuses. Taste, pleasure, really not even really a fair excuse. You could defend, cannibalism for that. So not really, So veganism is a bare bones moral response to animals having moral value. If animals have moral value, using them as a resource is wrong. So therefore, being a vegan is a bare bones minimum response to animals having moral value. It's the only response to them having moral value. You're either a thing to be used as a resource or you have moral value. If they have moral value, using them as a resource is wrong. So, no, I'm not a hero for, being vegan. People who say, somebody who writes a book or is out and gets a whole bunch of people to go vegan, tens of thousands, who knows, millions, because they write a really great book or they're out there fighting. Are they heroes because they're out in the front lines getting people to go vegan? Yeah, I would say they are heroes. They're actually getting people to go vegan and making a real difference. So those people are heroes. Am I personally a hero? I just have a little YouTube channel. I don't think, maybe someday I aspire to be a hero for veganism, but I want to be, but I won't. I think even if I was a hero for veganism, I don't think I'd be like, look at me. It's not about me. It's about the animals, and that's another thing. That's why I'm not a hero. It's not about me. It's about the animals. Just like it's not about me if I'm against racism and I even fight against racism. It's not look at me, I'm a big hero, right? It's not about me. It's about justice, right? It's about justice for people. And it's about justice for animals. This is a matter of justice. Not some lifestyle choice, not some diet. It's a matter of justice. It's a moral baseline. It's a bare bones minimum response to animals having moral value. Do they have moral value? Yes or no? There's no reason to eat them, wear them. There's no good reason for these things. You have to have a valid reason to justify what we're doing. And there isn't one. It's a bunch of excuses. Okay, it's not a waggy finger. I'm just telling you how it is. It's a bunch of excuses. Okay, so if you go vegan, that's the message, and it's a bare bones minimum response to animals having moral value. It's the bare bones minimum. It's not some extremist, far out thing. I used to think that. I used to think vegans were cuckoo. I did. We're not extremists to be against exploiting animals for no good reason. How is that an extreme position? It's not. It's a basic response. I'm not a hero. I'm vegan. It's the least I can do. And it's the least you can do if you feel as though animals have moral value. Kind of not really up to whether we think they have moral value, though, is it? Because somebody can think that racism is just fine. Doesn't mean it's okay. Doesn't mean you go hurt people because you think it's okay, right? Because it's justice, isn't it? Right? It's not a choice, really. It's not my personal choice to victimize. It's justice. Veganism is a moral requirement. It's a moral baseline. It's the least minimal thing that I can do as a human being, is to not exploit an innocent, sentient being that feels pain and doesn't want to die. Thanks for watching. Go vegan, please.